Hello fam, you are welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I am Frida Hwese and thank you for stopping by. If you're an old subscriber, you are welcome back. You are welcome back and you know how we do it, yeah? Today we are doing a detailed eyebrow tutorial. A lot of you guys have been asking me to do this and we are getting right into it. I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about eyebrows, how to get your eyebrow concealed and everything about eyebrows. So let's get right into the video. So the basic things you need for this look is a brow pencil. First of all, you need a brow pencil. You need to know the kind of eyebrows you have and the brow pencil that works for you. This is the kind of brow pencil I use myself. So this is what I use for my brows. And then you also need a spoolie. You see, the one that looks like a mascara brush. You also need that to comb your brows. You need a flat brush, a brush that is as flat as possible for you to be able to draw your brows. And you also need a concealer, a concealer that is 2 shades lighter than your skin and one that is the same as your foundation. Okay, so that is what you need. And you also need a setting powder. If you get oily around your brow area, you need a setting powder to make it look matte. You also need a brow mascara. So what I use is the NYX Professional Makeup Tinted Brow Mascara. You need this to make your brows look as natural as possible. And guys, I know we all may know this, you need wipes. Everyone needs wipes. You need wipes to clean your brows to make sure that it is neat before you start. So let's get right into it. Always make sure that your pencil is sharpened. If it is blunt, it's going to get messy. So make sure it is sharpened, and then this is how you go about it. So what you need to do first is to start from this side, and you need to go in small strokes. Guys, it is difficult to draw your brows and talk, but I'm going to try. So I'm going in now with a pencil in small strokes. Guys, don't shade. Hold the pencil very, not too firm, but a bit flexible so you can move it around. So I'm done with the lower part. What you have to do is you have to go according to the shape of your brows. We all have different shapes, so you have to know the kind of brow you have, then you draw according to the shape of your brows. So you have to go in small strokes. Just hold the pencil a bit flexible so you can do what you want to do with it. So now I'm going into filling the blank spaces. I'm filling it in so everything looks more natural, and I'm doing that all over the brow to make everything look natural. I'm now going in with a spoolie to comb everything so I have an even finishing. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to go ahead with my concealer from Zikel, and it's in the shade Nude. I'm going to be using my flat concealing brush. Make sure your concealing brush is as flat as possible so it does the work you want it to do. Yeah, so I'm going in with a concealer brush, and I'm starting from the inner corner to the outer corner, and just as with a pencil, hold the concealing brush a bit more flexible and make sure it is firm as well so it doesn't fall off from your hand, but just make sure you are holding it well enough to be able to do what you want it to do. Yeah, so I'm just going beneath the pencil, just below it. To the concealer is to define the brow, so that is exactly what I am doing. And after defining it, you have to drag it to your eyelid, and also this helps in blending a lot. Once you spread the concealer evenly across your eyelid, closer to your eyelid, then the next thing to do is to blend, so you don't find it difficult blending once you do that. I'm going in with a color box brush to blend the concealer. Guys, this brush blends my concealer so well, and the Zikel and the Zikel concealer too makes my work a lot more easier. You can also use LA Girl Pro Conceal. I'm sure that is what everyone knows, but then I prefer using Zikel most of the time. So that is what I am doing right now. I just finished blending, and I'm going to define the upper parts of my brow as well. Now I'm going in with the Zikel concealer in caramel to define the upper parts of my brow. This is almost the same as my foundation shade. So if you don't have a concealer that is the same as your foundation shade, you can use your foundation, and this is just perfect because it blends better than using the concealer for the upper part. It is always advisable to use a foundation or a concealer that is the same as your foundation shade for the upper parts of your brow. Guys, if you use a concealer, the concealer you use for your bottom part of the brow, if you use it for the upper parts, trust me, you're going to find it's very difficult blending, and the concealer is going to be there. You don't need the upper part of your brow highlighted. Most people don't even define the upper part of their brow because they don't want it highlighted. So what you need to do is to use your foundation and make sure you blend that out very well. So guys, this is it. We are done with one of the brows, and then we are done with one of the brows, and this brow I didn't use a setting powder on it before drawing. So if you don't have oily brows, you don't have an oily skin, and your brows don't usually get oily, you can do this. So for the second one, I'm going to use a setting powder over it. Then we compare which one lasts longer or which one looks more matte. So let's get right into that one too. So as I said earlier, we are using the Sacha Buttercup. So I'm going to use my blending brush to just pick the product and apply all over my brows. You don't need a lot, just a little to make it look matte. I hope you guys can see the difference already. This side was looking oily, but after using the setting powder, it looks matte already. So let's get into that. So you comb your brows up again, then you do the same thing you did for the side. Guys, please note, your brows are not twins, okay? Your brows, you can never get the same shape you got for this over here. You can only try to make them look the same, but if they are not looking the same, don't stress yourself, okay? Just try your best. Your brows are not twins. So we are going ahead to do the same thing we did with the other brow with this one. Guys, always remember, your brows are not sisters. Just try your best to make them look as alike as possible. Just try to make them look alike, but then yeah, don't kill yourself if you can't get the same for the two. So I'm going ahead to do the same thing I did with the other brow, shading and drawing little strokes, and then I'm going ahead to define it using the concealer, the Zikel concealer in nude. That is what I am using to define the lower part of my brow. Just take your time. If you're a beginner, no need to rush at all. Just take your time and make sure you get the definition right, guys. The eyebrow is the center of attraction of your makeup. If your eyebrow is crooked or scanty or not right, I bet you the whole makeup is going to look disorganized or funny, or you won't get what you want. You have a very flawless skin, but then your eyebrows are not on point. That is not what we want this Christmas. We want our eyebrow game to be on. So just take your time. Use the whole time you have to draw your brows. Once you are doing it, make sure you get it right once and for all. So take your time. You know, we are using the same brush for the lower part and the upper part. So once you are done concealing the upper part, you have to make sure you clean the brush so you don't transfer the lighter concealer to the top. So I've now wiped it off and I'm going in with a darker concealer. You can use your foundation, guys. So I'm now going in with a darker one. So we are going ahead with the Zikel concealer in caramel to define the upper part of our brow as well. Take your time. I've always been singing this. Just take your time and hold the brush as firm as you can, but as flexible as you can too, and then you are good to go. I think this is a bit thicker, so I'm going to try to make it look like the other. So guys, when drawing the upper part of your brow, make sure after defining I mean, you go ahead and spread it to the upper part, so it makes blending a lot easier. So I'm going in now with the color box blending brush to just blend out the concealer and make it look a bit more natural. You don't have to leave it there, and you know concealers dry very fast, so you need to work very fast, especially if you're using a Zikel concealer. You need to work very fast. You need to not too fast, but just make sure you don't leave the concealer there and do something else. Make sure you blend it out right after using it, or else it's going to dry out and you are going to have a tough time blending. So make sure you blend it out, blend till you can blend no more. Guys, blending is key. I'm going in with my brow tint, and I'm going to use it all over the brows. So you comb it. This also looks like the mascara brush, so you just use it to comb through the brows. Comb through. So I'm just trying to make sure I blend this very well. Just try your best to blend it, guys. I know it's difficult. You sometimes feel like the brush is going to go into the eyebrow and you're going to mess up everything, but just be careful, take your time, and you get through it. So what I do after blending and everything is you go in again with your concealer, your setting powder to set the concealer. You don't want it creasing, so you go ahead and pick the setting powder with your brush or whatever you're using, your blending sponge, and you go ahead and set your concealer. You don't want it creasing, so always set your concealer. Whenever you use a concealer, either to highlight or anything, make sure you set it with, ooh, that's a lot. Make sure you set it with a setting powder. That's too much. So you just have to use the setting powder all over your brow, all over the concealed areas, and just make sure you blend, guys. So that is all there is to it. It's not that difficult, and it's not that easy as well, but with constant practice, guys, just practice a lot. I've been doing this for the past 6 years. I started doing my brows since I was in first year in the university, so it's not been easy, but we are all getting there. I'm still not where I want to be, but with constant practice, we are all going to get that flawless brow. So I hope I'm able to help you. I hope I've been able to break this down a lot more than you expected. I hope I've been able to help. I hope you can now draw your brows, not perfectly, but you can at least do something about it. And trust me, if you keep practicing, you're going to be better than me. If you keep practicing, you are going to be there. So I hope this is helpful to you. If it is, kindly give it a thumbs up. I really need that. Kindly give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, you can say that in the comment section down below. So you can do that in the comment section. If you want to see more of these videos, if you want any other video, you can share that with me in the comment section, and I'll be glad to help you out. So thank you for watching. My new subscribers, my new my first time watchers, please subscribe. Okay, I need you to subscribe and join this family. Okay, so thank you guys for watching. Until my next one, be safe.